What's up, everybody? It's Kid Kinsey, and today it's time for that WNBA Finals preview. Y'all remember what Thanos said? Dread it, run from it. Destiny arrives all the same. There's a reason why on DraftKings, FanDuel, and all these other sites in the preseason, the Liberty and Aces were basically heavy favorites to win the title. Not only that, some sites had Liberty and Aces versus the field. That only happens like when it's like a super duper giant favorite, and obviously, as you saw throughout the season, the Liberty and Aces deserved that. They were clearly the two best teams. Now, going through the playoffs, neither team really faced much adversity. Granted, a few of the Liberty games were really close, but they'd never faced elimination. And as for the Aces, they probably only had like two, maybe three close games. But now we're in the WNBA Finals, and I'm about to preview it, talk about 3 to 4 key things I think is going to decide the series. Let's start off with the guard play. Chelsea Gray, she's been on a tear. But Nigel Laney, she was in the running for Defensive Player of the Year. Now, I think that matchup is going to be key, because if she picks her up full court like she did during the season series, because they played 5 times, they had 4 regular season games and 1 Commissioner's Cup game. If Banaja Laney could slow down Chelsea Gray, the point guard, the head of the snake, then I think this series gets really interesting. Because don't get me wrong, the Aces had a very talented roster, obviously. But if you could slow down their general, if you could slow down their point guard, then things are gonna go good for the Liberty. On the other end, Asia Wilson has been on an absolute tear. Breanna Stewart won the MVP, but you can easily argue that in these playoffs, yeah, it's clear that Asia Wilson is having the best playoffs. What did she started off with? Like 3 straight 30-point games? So, Breanna Stewart and Jonquel Jones. Mostly Jonquel. If Jonquel gets in foul trouble, which might be possible because, Asia's very aggressive. She crashes the glass. She likes to drive to the cup. So, if she gets Jonquel Jones in foul trouble, then the Liberty, that series is going to get really thin, because during these playoffs, they only been going like 6, 7, sometimes 8 deep. And versus Connecticut in the second half, the starters didn't come out. So Jonquel's foul trouble will play a huge role in this series. Point number 3, Sabrina Ionescu. Can she outshoot Jackie Young and Kelsey Plum? In the first series, you had Natasha Cloud and Sykes basically hounding Sabrina all over the court. Made things a little bit tough for her. It was hard to get her shot off. Then in the next series, in the games Rebecca Allen played, she was on Sabrina, and that length also made it hard for her to get her shot off. So, the key in this series is Plum is around Sabrina's height, so she should be able to manage that a bit easier. Also, I rewatched some of the games leading up to this video and leading up to the series. Jackie Young also spent some time with Sabrina in this series. However, Jackie Young doesn't have the height and length of Rebecca, nor is she the defensive hound of the Washington Mystics backcourt. So if Sabrina, I think she might be the X factor for this series, because even during the season series, she had like some amazing shooting nights versus the Aces. So if Sabrina gets hot and she can outshoot Plum, because Plum and Young, they can shoot too. Like they get on their own personal heaters. So the 3-point matchup between Young and Plum, and then Sabrina, and even off the bench with Johannes, I think that's going to be another huge factor in the series. Speaking of Johannes, will the Liberty's bench show back up? Because in this playoff run, they haven't really been playing much. But if coming off the bench, if you have Kayla Thornton and Maureen Johannes and Stephanie Dawson outplaying the Las Vegas Aces benches, that's going to be huge. Because we know both starters are going to play huge minutes. But it's basketball. There's foul trouble. There's rest. So it's going to come down to the benches in huge stretches. Like, can you go to your bench for like a good 3-4 minute stretch? Because those 3 to 4 minutes could decide the series. When Asia's resting, could the Aces hold it down? If Jonquel gets in foul trouble or Sloot needs a blow, could the Liberty's bench hold it down? I think those are going to be huge keys to this series. Starts off with 2 in Las Vegas, then 2 in New York and Brooklyn. Then the final game deciding Game 5, if necessary, will be in Las Vegas. Well, also Game 4 is necessary for the Liberty, but yeah. But Game 5 will end off in Vegas. Tough series, man. But this is what we've been waiting for. This is what the whole world wanted. As soon as the Liberty acquired Jonquel and Brianna and Vandersloot, as soon as the Aces got Candace Parker, this was like a collision course. 3 p.m. on Sunday. The Liberty played them tough. Played them tough all year outside of one game. The first game they played, Aces destroyed the Liberty. Blew them out the gym. The second game, the Liberty got the most savage get back ever. What did they win by? Almost 50. They dropped 99. The third game, the Commissioner's Cup game, although it didn't go on the record, they were playing for money. Like, literally, there was a cash prize. The Liberty won that game. Then they played literally 2 days later. The Aces got that game. And then they played 2 weeks after that. And the Liberty got that game. These teams are evenly matched. It's going to be an amazing series. And I'm going with the New York Liberty. I think they got it in 4. I think they're going to steal game 1. Then the Aces are going to say, okay, we have to win this game 2. And then I think the Liberty win game 3 and 4. And they win their first championship. They bring it home. And there's going to be a parade inside my city, yeah! So there you have it, folks. That's my WNBA Finals preview. Liberty get game 1. Aces get game 2. Liberty get game 3. And Liberty get game 4. See you at 3 p.m.